Billie Joe Armstrong had a tattoo of the girl this song is about. When she left him, he covered it up. He then wrote one of the most beloved songs in rock history out of pure anger, hid it in a drawer for 4 years, and recorded it with a swear word audible in the opening seconds that somehow made it onto the final album version. The bassist called it the most punk thing the band had ever done. He was not joking. Around 1991, Armstrong fell for a woman named Amanda who was a regular at 924 Gilman Street, the same Berkeley punk cooperative that later banned Green Day for signing to a major label. She was a feminist, a rebel, and exactly the kind of person Armstrong could not stay away from. He had her name tattooed on him. Then she dumped him and moved to Ecuador. Some reports say it was to be with family. Others say she joined the Peace Corps. Armstrong later told Rolling Stone he tried to be level-headed about it. He was completely furious about it. He wrote the song in 1993 during the Dookie recording sessions, 2 years after Amanda left. He brought it to the band and producer Rob Cavallo. Everyone agreed it was good. Everyone also agreed it had absolutely no place on Dookie, an album of distorted punk anthems about boredom, anxiety, and masturbation. The song sat on a shelf for 4 years. An early version surfaced as a B-side to the European release of Brain Stew in 1996, in a different key with a faster tempo, barely recognizable compared to what it became. The band essentially buried it and hoped nobody would notice. Then in 1997, while recording their 5th album Nimrod, they pulled the song back out. The line "Tattoos of Memories and Dead Skin on Trial" is about the tattoo Armstrong had of Amanda. He had covered it up after she left. He turned that act of covering something over into one of the most quoted lyrics of the decade. When it came time to record the final album version at Conway Studios in Hollywood, California, Armstrong flubbed the opening G over D chord twice in a row. The second time, he said the word you would never expect to hear at the start of a song that ends up at weddings, funerals, and graduation ceremonies. He said it quietly, under his breath, but it is audible on the finished track. Producer Rob Cavallo left it in. Nobody removed it. And millions of people have listened to this song without ever noticing it. Armstrong described the moment he first played the song live as one of the most terrifying of his career. The very first time Green Day ever performed it was during an encore in New Jersey. Armstrong said he had to drink an entire beer backstage just to get up the courage to walk out and play an acoustic guitar in front of a punk rock crowd. The mosh pit went completely silent. Then the song ended and they erupted. Bassist Mike Dirnt later described releasing an acoustic ballad as the most punk thing Green Day had ever done. He meant it as a compliment. In the world of 1990s punk, being willing to go completely against everything your audience expected was the ultimate act of rebellion. The music video was Armstrong's own concept. He filmed himself playing guitar in his apartment, intercut with footage of ordinary strangers looking distant and nostalgic, people at pharmacies, dry cleaners, hugging cats, staring into nothing as if remembering something they could not describe. The video won Best Alternative Video at the 1998 MTV Video Music Awards and has since passed 81 million views on YouTube. Then the song escaped into the culture entirely. It played over a dying cancer patient's final scene in ER in 1998. It played over the montage at the end of Seinfeld's second-to-last episode, one of the most watched television moments of that decade. It played at PGA golf tournaments and at the Football World Cup the same year. Glenn Campbell covered it in 2008. It became a staple at proms, graduation ceremonies, and funerals simultaneously, a song called Good Riddance that nobody could bring themselves to say goodbye to. Billie Joe Armstrong wrote it about a girl who covered up a tattoo on his arm. 4 years later, it became the song that defined an era. He still plays it as the final song at almost every Green Day concert. Every single night. The song he hid in a drawer for 4 years is now the last thing audiences hear before they go home.